Okay, so for Terengganu MPP2 paper 1 question 7 is actually a differentiations and integration questions. So it's given that the gradient function. So what's the gradient function? Gradient function is actually dy over dx. Yeah, so dy over dx is actually 4 plus k over x cubed, and the gradient of the curve at the coordinates -1, 2 is 14. So the concept we need to use is actually gradient of the function. These gradient functions, okay, is actually to determine the gradient of the curve at the particular coordinates. So for these questions, to find k, yeah, the concept that we need to use is actually when we sub -1 into the gradient functions, we should get the gradient equals to 14 as stated in the questions. So we use this concept when x equals to -1. When x equals to -1, I sub -1, I should get 14. My gradient function should equals to 14 when my x equals to -1. So my k will get -10. So just 2 marks. 1 mark for it. Substitute -1 into the gradient function, and 1 mark for getting the final answer. So second question, they asked to express y in terms of x, meaning that they want us to find the original equation of the curve. Yeah, the equation of the curve. So we have the gradient function dy over dx equals to 4 plus k is 4 minus 10 over x cubed. So this is our dy over dx. So if we integrate dy and we integrate right hand side, 4 minus 10x to the power of -3 with respect to dx. So we will get y equals to, the constant 4 will give us 4x after integrations, and for this I will get -10x -2 divided by -2. And don't forget to plug your plus c because it's indefinite integral. And you finally got y equals to 4x then plus 5 over x squared plus c. And in order to find your value of c, you need to make use of your coordinates -1, 2. So when x equals to -1, y equals to 2. We just sub this thing inside the equation. Y equals to 2 when x equals to -1. So with this, you should get your c equals to 1. And finally, y will be equal to 4x plus 5 over x squared plus c. C will be 1. That's your final answer. So for this question, it is a 3-mark questions. You get a first mark when you got your equations of you got y in terms of x with c. You get a first mark. You get a second mark when you substitute -1 inside, and you get a third mark when you got the final answer. That's all for questions